Welcome back to Bonanza Disc Golf and to another Bag It or Bin It, which is actually another Patreon sponsored Bag It or Bin It by my patron Akira. And today we're gonna be taking a look at the Discraft Onyx, which is 10603. I like those 6 glide numbers. And we're gonna be comparing it against what are other control drivers. Now, if you don't know how these Bag It or Bin It's work, essentially we're gonna play 6 holes with just these discs. We're actually gonna pit them against each other because this is kind of a comparison as well as a Bag It or Bin It. And we're gonna play with the Onyx, which is the main disc that we're gonna be reviewing. We're gonna compare the Onyx with the MVP Tesla, as well as the Innova Thunderbird 9502, which is what this slot has been in my bag for a long time. This isn't the personal Thunderbird that I bag, because I bag a pretty beat-in Champion plastic Jolly Launcher Edition Thunderbird, which I really loved, but it's kind of like that Griffin disc that Robbie C sometimes talks about, and this is more like what you'll just get with a regular Champion Thunderbird. This one's actually dyed by Jack. Apparently, everyone's got really cool dyeing skills that I don't have, but how these work is we're gonna play these 3 against each other. If I can't beat par with this disc, I'm gonna have to send it out to Akira. And I'm adding a new rule now. If I'm doing a comparison for a Patreon sponsored review, if this disc loses overall, so I get better scores with both of these than I do with the Onyx, I still have to give it away, even if I beat par, even if I like it. We're here at Langen Municipal Disc Golf Course, and we actually played Municipal Gold, which is on the other side of the park, and it started raining, if you remember, at the end of that review. And then last night, there were literal thunderstorm warnings. And so we were woken up in our van because of how bad everything was, so I'm running on a nitro cold brew and 4 hours of sleep. But our hole 1 here is straight ahead of us, right to that basket, and it's 370 feet. I'm gonna give you some profile views at the next hole, but we're gonna start out just by, this is kind of hard. There's a big hyzer, but at 370 feet, that's probably too far. I think we're gonna try to flex them all up the gut and see how they hold that turn. Just really have to make sure I do turn them over. Otherwise, we're gonna be screwed because these, I'm guessing, are gonna be pretty overstable. Oh, baby, I'm sore. I chose some holes that might make this hard to beat par. Oh, that's not terrible. You need to keep it a little bit lower, a little more left. 10603 is interesting numbers. I've never actually thrown anything in that 10 speed except for the Lone Star Tumbleweed, but we're gonna try to keep this a little bit lower. I feel like this is a Paul McBeth disc. Well, it is his disc, but also this is the type of line I think he likes to throw this thing on. Let's be honest. 370 uphill in a headwind. He's like throwing a Luna or something. Oh, that's nice. Sit. Sit. I don't think that skipped all the way out. Wasn't quite as far. Not throwing far right now. Now the Tesla, Proton Tesla. Oh, wow. Honestly, probably a good tree. That was staying turned a little bit more than I thought. Interesting. So if you're new to the channel, first off, subscribe. But the more I've been playing since I started back this January, the more I've realized there's the fairway driver slot, but I feel like there's kind of 2 distinctions in there. What I would think of as a true fairway driver, like 7 or 8 speed, which I like in that category. And I think an understable 9 speed, anything that's gonna add up to 0 at the end, -1-1, 0-0, -2-2, -2-1, something like that. But when you have an overstable 9 speed, 10 speed, or 11 speed, those kind of fit a different category of control driver for me, where they go really far and they have that finish and you can throw them really hard. They seem to be a little bit more shapeable for me as my arm speed goes up. I hope that makes sense. Let's hope to get up and down. Let's go, that was perfect. All right, little Thunderbird. Oh, branch. Oh, wow. Tell you what though, that Tesla and the Onyx, I kind of liked more than the Thunderbird. Pars around, not a bad way to start. I think this is a pretty long hole for these discs. I would probably be disking up, especially going uphill into a headwind, to a distance driver. Hole number 2 for us is gonna be straight ahead there. It's about 310, 320 feet, it says. There is no T-pad though. It looks like a temp hole, hole B. And I think I want to see how these all will handle just a nice flat forehand, trying to get through that last gap and then have it skip back towards the basket. Profile view time. So first off, I just like to say that this ESP plastic always feels pretty solid to me. I like the way it feels. The rim feels nice. Decent bit of tooling around the edges, which I don't like, having to figure out where to place my hand. That's always something that I don't like about Discrafts, especially Paul McBeth discs. Onyx is, it's not domey, but it's not flat. It's kind of like how I like discs. I like board flat discs from super overstable slots, but I like this little amount of dome. The Thunderbird is slightly It's pretty similar, except honestly, the parting line just seems a little bit higher on the Thunderbird. So whatever this like little lip right here seems a little higher and a little blunter. So I feel like it would be a little more overstable. The Tesla seems a little bit flatter than both of the other ones. It seems flat, and then it has kind of like a blade at the edge, where the other ones kind of are domed all the way across. But they all feel good. In a forehand grip, I would say that I like the Onyx feel the best because I feel like I can dig into the plastic maybe better. The Thunderbird is a little too domey for how I like. And then the Tesla also feels, the Tesla actually might feel the best. All right, Thunderbird up first. Simple forehand. Try not to be too sore. Oh, that's shorty. You know, it's not the end of the world. Probably circle 2. Oh, my forehand is trash right now. That is not the disc. Wow. I'm just not focusing on actually having any sort of power in my forehand. That's the best one-ish. Missed that. All right, those are all pretty poor. Yep, 320. Wow, I'm weak sauce. Alrighty, Onyx. Nope. Oh, yep, that was a good putt if it wasn't that disc. Here, I'll do actual putter too real fast from those 2 spots just to show you. Still doesn't count, but that's a cool putt. And to keep things fair, we got the Tesla here. I think this was the Terra. I don't know. Short. Here, I'll show you a putt as well. I've been practicing putting. All right, we're definitely putting with actual putters from here on out. That just makes a lot more sense than being dumb. So, bars around on this one. All right, unfortunately, I thought this was gonna be a par 4 in the B position. It looks like it's still in the A position. So we probably have about 362 feet. So we're actually finally gonna be able to see how these will just hold a straight hyzer line, see if there's any difference. I'm gonna try to actually throw them all flat and on the right side of this main gap here. That way we can see how much finish they have, how much flip up they have, but hopefully they won't turn at all into that tree. I do actually need to get a freaking birdie though. Same order, Thunderbird up first. This is kind of like the edge of my comfortable fairway distance. Not the right height. That disc is pretty stable, that Thunderbird. And I've noticed that about a lot of Champ Thunderbirds. Also kind of a slight misrelease on my part. And I honestly haven't liked any of the Thunderbirds that I bought as backups besides the Jolly Launcher one that I have in my bag right now. I think this is kind of proven to me that I don't need that Thunderbird. There's people training dogs, so if you hear crazy whistles, that's what's going on. It's kind of annoying, but that's probably just because I'm on 4 hours of sleep. No, not good snap. That might sneak up into circle 2-ish. I think it's just sneakily more uphill than I think it is. I also am not hitting my right gap and not really throwing super hard. I probably need to turn these a little bit more than just trying to throw them flat to hyzer 360-ish. 360 uphill, flat to hyzer is probably not the shot for me with a 9 and 10 speed, but we're gonna try to throw this one the same. That one was glidier for sure than the Thunderbird. That's the flippiest by far so far. I think I had the best follow through with that one though. Should be inside the circle. That one had a little bit more hyzer out of my hand and it had a little more turn even to the right. I'd say for sure so far, Tesla's the flippiest in that Proton plastic. Honestly, this isn't even a putt. All right, headwind putt with the Onyx from 60 feet. Low, good line. Alrighty, Tesla, just edge of circle, I think, maybe slightly outside. What a good putt. That's why you practice putting, folks. And also for anyone wondering, this is something I totally figured out on my own. Nobody commented it to tell me. I never got it wrong. But if you ever get Axiom versus MVP wrong, MVP normally has black outer molds or over molds. Axiom normally is colored. So I never got that wrong. I'm sure a lot of you guys did all the time. So I just am here to help. Just letting you know, that's definitely MVP. Kind of embarrassing that you wouldn't know that and that you would be commenting on a disc golf channel, let alone have one. Gosh. At least we're not over par. 3 holes to go. I think we can get some birdies. I'm starting to figure these discs out a bit. I feel like this is what I want my Thunderbird to be. So this is more similar to my Jolly Launcher Thunderbird, just slightly more overstable because I have the other one beat in so much. This is a disc that I just don't enjoy throwing a lot. I've forced myself to want to, and I just don't. The Tesla, I kind of like. Okay, so I have a confession to make to you guys. This is my apology video. I'm sorry for always, whenever there's something that is Axiom or MVP, getting it wrong. Every single freaking video that I have something from them, because I would have sworn up and down that the disc that I had was a Terra. That's why last hole, I was like, Tesla, what the heck? Because this is 9.5 -1.2. I'm pretty sure the Terra is like James Conrad's new disc. He's like 10.503. That's 8.503. I don't know what I was thinking was in this slot, but this is honestly a little bit closer than I thought. And that, I'm surprised it went farther than the other ones. It's slightly easier to throw. That -1.2 makes a lot of sense. And this might actually be teaching me something, because I kind of shied away from -1.2s because I thought that they would throw similar to 7.502 discs, 9-speed -102s. So I'm still think this is a valid comparison because this is 9.5 -1.2, 9.502, 10.603. I genuinely thought this was a different disc because this one that I have just doesn't have the flight numbers on it. Kind of reminds me of the Lariat that I threw with Lone Star discs. Hole 13 looks like it's also in the short position, which is 310 feet. And we're gonna, again, try that same shot that we tried on hole B, which is hole 2 for us. Think that we can make it happen. It's just straight down the gap there. Tesla has the box because I made that putt. And now that I have a general feel for these discs, I'm gonna continue to describe what I think they're doing differently and how they're different. And we'll especially talk about that towards the end of the video. But I'm gonna start trying to throw them on lines that I think will be the best for them instead of the exact same releases. Tesla has a park job, holy cow. Thunderbird up next. I think we're gonna have to flex the Thunderbird a bit. Yes, what a good shot. Oh, not a ton of skip. Now the Onyx, I think, isn't quite as overstable. I don't know if that's the right word. I think it's similarly overstable to the Thunderbird, just maybe a little longer. Oh, dang it. It's a little low. I do think I needed a little bit more flex on that. I just tried to throw it straight instead of flexed. I don't have that kind of forehand juice right now. We do have a crazy crosswind though right here. Sorry, Tesla. Why? I know this looks like I'm throwing. I promise I'm trying to make these putts. I'm just not that good. How very convenient for my challenge. How very convenient. But under par, not under par. I've really forced myself to like that Thunderbird, and even if you watch my last tournament vlogs, both rounds from my last tournament, you probably heard me say multiple times, I don't know why I keep trusting this disc, even referring to the Thunderbird that I do like. If that doesn't tell you something, or me something, I don't know what will. All right, we got 2 holes left. This one looks like it could give you some trouble. I do think I don't need to put a lot of flex on the Onyx, but a little bit. I kind of just want to go straight up the gut, but it's gonna finish too much. No, we're gonna take that hyzer line, we're gonna flex it, because that way when you flex it and it comes back, it doesn't have as much juice to skip. Oh, get out of there. Oh, thank goodness. All right, that headwind just kept that thing turned over. I did not think that I threw that super hard and it just kind of held it over, but I thought I was gonna go into that train thing in BOB and that was gonna cause me that stroke. Next is gonna be the Tesla. I think this one we are gonna try to throw up the gut because it's gonna have a little less finish and we're gonna still put a little bit of ante on it. Well, squared up a tree. Headwind and downhill also makes it more understable. One last try for that big hyzer. Not nearly enough juice. Sit down though. Okay, it's set. This is a tough hole. All right, we're in the crap with this Tesla. Okay, honestly, you're just gonna see the disc because I'm in here and there's actually a little baby backhand gap from a patent pending. Get a skip. Oh my gosh, that is such a good scramble shot. No guts. No glory. Oh. Our town. One last hole, hole number 6 here. We're gonna be playing hole 17 because it's a par 4, 587 feet. It says 600 something on U-disc. It is straight out the scat pit and then but the Onyx is up here, just a simple forehand. There is OB, it looks like, to the left that's flagged off and to the right, so you gotta stay on this island. Main thing is just beating those first trees. That's a really good forehand for me. Just not phenomenal, but clean. Next is the Tesla. I'm probably gonna leave this one flatter and still try to throw it hard. Oh my gosh, let's go. Oh, stop dropping it so much. Put some ante on this one. Oh gosh, yeah, I do not like the way that disc comes out of my hand. It was the worst throw. Wow, that got sneaky. That's closest to the pin though. Slight problem, a little ding dong. The basket is actually straight here, I thought it was that basket, which would be a much easier basket to play to. And I definitely didn't already play to that basket and then realize that I played to the wrong basket. But that makes these shots so much harder because they have to be much more spiking hyzers, and we still have OB left. I think we're still about 280 out, so think straight hyzer with all these, except for maybe the Thunderbird is the play. That's pretty good. I think that's in the general vicinity. Now for the Onyx. Really good. Oh, counter skip. I'm kind of glad it wasn't CTP because that was such a bad shot. It didn't deserve to be CTP. All right, this one's got to be much more full power. I don't even know if I can get there with this disc. Such a big angle. A little deep. I think that's probably circle's edge on the left side, so that's not bad. Those should all be birdie looks. Ooh, snuck her in there. Oh, that wind almost carried that thing left. Star frame to end it. But I would have to say for the Onyx, bag it. I don't know if it's gonna make my bag, but I really like this in that control driver slot, even more than the Thunderbird. So maybe even just for now to replace that Thunderbird while I figure out what I really like in that spot, because I'm trying to be one manufacturer per slot in my bag. I know now that there are better counterparts to the Thunderbird, which is really important for me to realize, because I'm sure you have some discs like this in your bag. These pockets are so big for these shorty shorts. So I'm sure you have some discs in your bag that are like that, but I really just was trying to force myself to like the Thunderbird, and I just didn't. So I'm glad the Onyx won the challenge as well as won my heart. If you want to tell me what disc to review, go ahead and join my Patreon at the 3rd tier, and you can tell me what disc to review. Otherwise, go check out yesterday's Bag It or Bin It right over here for the Grace, which just happens to be my favorite disc ever, so you're never gonna guess whether I said Bag It or Bin It. Otherwise, subscribe. We're trying to get to that 15K like I said, and I have one more video that I'm gonna film today that's gonna come out later this week that you're about to love. It's all about a new company that I have only ever tried one of their discs so far. Okay, peace, love you, bye.